Hello everybody, back here again for vlog a day, and today is Monday the 29th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, decent time frame, got up and around, wife got up and around, headed off to work. I grabbed the dog and bottle of water and banana, headed out to the hot tub, got my soak on, got out there, got done with the hot tub. The wife was out of here, and one of her co-workers is coming back through. That's kind of, I don't know, that works from home most of the time, but comes in the office off and on, and she's there. So when she's there, there's a lot of interruptions and stuff that end up having to be answered, and trying to fix things and solve things that have been, I don't know, piling up. It's better and easier to fix in person than it is like over the phone and stuff. So she's always extra busy those days, because she's in a routine of getting something done. Then she has to stop to help fix the other stuff and all that. So it definitely is one of those things where it becomes a more stressful day on her in that whole process. So, but I was just chilling out here at the house with me and the dog. Everything's going pretty smooth in that, so I was like, no big deal. Went ahead, just in and out with the dog, not really getting a lot done. Raining off and on throughout the day. Again, weather's kind of screwy. No big deal there. I did get a call from the guy who's building my garage, and I should say the company, because that guy ain't done nothing yet. But he called and basically said he was out there and put the door locks in, which he did, but why he didn't tell me he was coming at the time, like, hey, I'm on my way, whatever type thing, it would make sense. But I had stickered a bunch of flaws, I guess, in lack of their workmanship. And one of the big ones was there was a hole poked in the metal, which he tried to blame on the manufacturer of the metal panel. And I said, well, I can't really go with that, because if you look, it's like an inch and a half away. It's on a little ridge coming out right where they had the screw there put it in, and he slipped. He was on the ladder, my assumption, poked a hole in it. And it being a dark blue, it's hard to see the hole. I get it, but why not do a little bit more investigation? So that panel has to be replaced no matter what, because I can't have a hole in the side of my building. And then he said the other options are we have with the rest of the panels that are scuffed up and scratched up, and a couple spots where the screw gun slid off and gouged the paint, that we have a couple options of we can come through and replace every one of those panels and take them all apart and put them back together, which part of me thinks the panel above and panel below got to be taken off also to kind of tuck them in, which means you take out the Tapcon, you put the Tapcon back in, which means it's going to be a little bit looser, which means it won't hold as good long term, so on and so forth. It can be a pain in the ass. So really not looking forward to that. He goes, or I can give you like $500 off, and I'll bring you some touch-up paint. And he said I'll touch it up some. And part of me wants me to just drop off touch-up paint. Let me do it myself. I'll do a research and do a couple of test runs, because I got a feeling I can probably do better than he can, because most people don't give a shit about those things, and I don't really that much either for the most part. But I would like to have seen the building not all damaged up for no reason. The hole really pissed me off. The hole in the panel was absolute laziness, because you can walk back inside, no matter what, in the sunshine, look up, and you'll see the hole poked in it. If you jam something that hard with the drill bit or the tip of the Tapcon, whatever you want to call it, self-tapping sheet metal screw, you should have went and looked to see if there's a hole there, but you could have swapped that panel out right then and there. Would have made life a lot easier to stop the process. You guys had extra panels on the truck, on the trailer, for that reason. It's there. So yeah, but didn't. So we went ahead and we agreed on a price. He was going to give me a discount on the building, which I was fine with. Actually, I thought about it for a little bit, talked to my wife even, and said, hey, do I want to mess with this? And my big thing was, it wasn't really so much the price off, I don't really care, but I think they'll do more damage to my building trying to fix the damage that they did when they put it up. So yeah, I went and agreed to take the discount and call it a day. So it is what it is there. So the one that gets me a little bit annoyed is the door itself. There's a big gouge with fiberglass on it, and it's right on the edge of like a decorative piece. So even if I was trying to fiberglass it back in, won't be able to get that sanded down to proper finish and whatnot. So, but I'll paint it, and it'll be good to go. I'll maybe hang a sign there that says, you know, welcome or something, or who knows, put my name on the damn sign to hide that gouge in it. But again, it's a garage. It's not going for a show car here, so it's not a big deal. But it is what it is. Although I am annoyed, I would have much rather just paid him full price and walked out and saw a building that I was happy with, as opposed to a building that every time I look at those spots, I'm gonna know that that was just lack of caution. Just literally people rushing, people in a hurry, people not being careful, and just bullshit. And it does annoy me in that whole process of like, this was just human error because you guys are in a hurry. And I now have to look at shittier stuff for as long as I have this property, because you guys couldn't take time to just do it right, and that annoys me. And it is what it is. So whatever. But yeah, it's all good. That call got done. Got looking around little things and realized my father-in-law had wanted to go to the fish store last weekend, and we didn't take him because one, it's weekend, I like to spend time with my wife more than driving him around and all that good fun stuff. But I said to hell with it, reached out to him, said, hey, do you still want to go to the fish store? You know, and if you do you want to go today? And he said, yeah, sure, sounds good. So I said, okie doke. So I went ahead and I asked him like 20 minutes, we have time to get ready. He said, yep, not a problem. So I was like, all good. So I grabbed my stuff, got the dog out one last time, got her put away, gave her an extra bully stick to have her something to do while I'm gone. Then went, jumped in the car. He came out and he was kind of moseying slower. He was definitely just, well, he's old. He's not doing physical therapy lately. He stopped doing that. So it is what it is. He gets in the car, claims his Fix-A-Dent isn't working, and make a little joke about being Fix-A-Don't, since it Fix-A-Didn't, whatever, a couple different jokes. He's like, huh? And I was like, oh great, his mind is off right now. Like it's not a good day, because he has some days that are better than other days. And we head up. On the way, we stop at a new fish store that my wife and I found the other day when he was up that way. We stumbled into it, and he'd never been there, and he just walking really slow and stuff, and very unsure-footed. And it was just, I was like, damn, I brought him out today. Is he gonna fall and break their hip or something? Like, what the hell's going on here? So it is what it is. Walk around. He walks over, looks at a handful of tanks, and he's only interested in African cichlids. Only fish he cares about African cichlids, African cichlids, African cichlids. He literally makes it like halfway through the first row of fish tanks, stops right at the cichlid tank. He goes, they even have African cichlids? Like mad, like, they don't even have any here. That's what I want. I'm like, well, they're not the most common fish by any means. So, and you stopped right before you got to it, and then yelled back at me to ask if they had any, instead of taking a moment to keep looking. Like, what the hell? So it's fish, and then he announces how, like, very loud, how much more expensive they are than Poseidon, which is where I usually take him to get his fish. And I go, you realize these fish, you've been buying fish that are 25, 30 bucks a piece. They're selling these for $9 each. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, they do have some small ones that were $8 a piece there, but these are 9 and clearly are bigger than the ones they have there, which the bigger the tank fish, most of the time the more expensive they get. Not always, it can go downhill at a certain point, like Oscars and stuff, they get too big. Nobody wants them. But I was like, how about we don't yell that out loud in the damn store? So we ran around a little bit more, and we get to the freshwater section and get over by the saltwater section, and I told him, I said, this is all your saltwater. Do you want to take time to look at that? And he seemed confused, like, they're fish tanks, so I'll look at them. So like he's looking and goes, well, would that one get along with my cichlids? I'm like, no, those are saltwater. You can't have those in your tank. Like, you know this. This is not new to you. Like, what's going on here? And he seemed way off. So I was like, hell with it. So I asked him, you want to buy any fish here, or he wanted to go on down to Poseidon to pick up his fish that he wanted. He said he wanted to go to Poseidon. So I was like, okay. So we head out, we get the car, and he's super slow again. And he decides to put on his sunglasses as he's walking out the door on like the where the door meets and stuff, like the little uneven spot going out to the sidewalk. He's trying to put his glass on as he's walking, and like almost trips and falls. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what's going on? So it's not real. He seems extra off today, and it's super annoying. So but we head on over to Poseidon. We get there, and I wander around a little bit. He finally picks out some fish, and it's like he's trying to save steps. He doesn't take very many steps. He goes straight to the fish tank he wants to look for fish at, and then he slowly sets there and stuff. Eventually, he's waiting for the owner to come by to catch his fish. He usually tries to work with the owner, and the owner is in Tampa, so the owner cannot help him. Employees come by to help him, which is fine. Everything's all good there. But he gets his fish line, we head out, and it's all good. So in that whole process of that, when he basically heads out, get back home, and as I'm going over across the street, I carry that fish for him because they're heavy and whatnot. He also got a plate too. But went ahead from there, and in the process, he gets to the car and he gets up to his house, and he cuts like the corner, like the sidewalk into the front of the house. He cuts that corner and like almost falls, like literally trying to save an extra step, almost falls. And I was like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. Like, what are you doing? Like, I said, take an extra step forward before you turn that corner, because you're gonna fall and break another hip. Like, you're old, what the hell? So he was like, oh, okay, I get it, I understand, blah, blah, whatever. So I was like, okay, here we go. And I even asked him, I'm like, are you feeling all right today? Like, you seem not only just like physically slow, you seem mentally slow. Like, he couldn't think of words, like trying to tell a story, trying to ask questions, couldn't understand things. He also had, we took our, my wife's pinball machine across the street for him to play, because he thinks he wants a pinball machine, or some pinball machines, I'm not sure how many he wants, but thinks he wants a pinball machine in the house to play with since he don't have any records anymore. And I said, why don't you borrow your daughter's pinball machine and see if you actually want it before you spend, you know, between $2,000 and $10,000 on a pinball machine. See if it's even something that you would want to have before you waste the money. So today he asked me if I was having giveawayer's remorse. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, well, you sent me a shop that sells pinball machines. And I go, yeah, because you said you wanted to buy a pinball machine. Do you think we gave you our pinball machine? And he goes, huh? And I go, do you think the pinball machine's in your house? Do you think that's yours? Or do you think that's your daughter's and she's letting you borrow it? No different than she let you borrow a casserole dish or let you borrow her car. She's not giving it to you. And he goes, oh, I guess I thought she did. And I go, why would she do that? Like, first off, why would she give you a gift that I gave her? And it's worth thousands of dollars. Like, who the hell just gives away a pinball machine worth thousands of dollars? Like, that makes no sense at all. Like, we would have said, hey, do you want to buy our machine? And we'll give you a discount on it, whatever. That might have been a possibility. But we're not just giving you shit like that. So he was just way off. And then he asked me about my garage, about when I was getting my plumbing put in there. And I'm like, how am I getting the water in? I'm like, what water in are you talking about? So I thought he meant like the roof's leaking or something. I had no idea what he's talking about. I'm like, there's no doors on it. So yeah, when it rains, the water still gets in because there's no garage doors on it yet. And he's like, no, for like your sink and stuff. I'm like, I'm not putting a sink in that garage. Like, I have a house 7 feet away. Why would I want to put plumbing in there? Like, to run plumbing, sewer, water and stuff, I'd be like $40,000 into that. Like, by the time I dig up the street, tie into the flood, like, what are you talking about? Like, why would I do that? He goes, oh, well, you're still gonna put a toilet in, right? And I go, no, why the fuck would I do that? Like, I have 2 bathrooms 7 feet away in my house. Like, why would I need a toilet in my garage? Like, are you all right today? Like, you seem way off. And he's like, well, I don't know. I feel fine. I'm fine. And he kept like changing the subject. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get him stationed away. I head back over, hang out with the dog. Everything's good to go there. And then I head out for my run, get my run in. Everything goes smooth. Wife gets home from work. Got back in there, and I said, I'm just not feeling it, not hungry. You want to make anything for dinner? Let me know, I'll happily cook for you. I'm not hungry right now. So you tell me what you want to make. No, I got it. I got myself covered. I'm like, okay, cool. So I jumped in the shower. We chatted about her dad. I told her about how like off he was. And she goes, I will go over and check on him and let you know. He'll have some Halloween costumes stored in one of those closets over there. She's gonna bring those over to see if any of those are able to be used again this year, or if we gotta buy new costumes. So it's all good, we gotta figure that out. But I jumped in the shower, get in the shower, head outside, then spent the rest of the evening hanging out with the dog and enjoyed myself a nice cigar, watched a bunch of YouTube, and just had a beautiful evening. The weather's great. We're still getting a little offshoots of that little tropical storm that tried to form up near us. But overall, pretty damn good day. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.